Well, Miss Bazzle, today is your day because I have screenshots to prove that my child did the job.
Hello, Bazzle babes. How you doing? It's the end of the day. It is 5:33. I am almost fully packed up. I'm getting ready to go. I am tired. It's been a long day. But I'm going to go home and work on some more Google Slides to be fully prepared for tomorrow. It's like it never ends. And there's so much work that goes into the Google Slides that I create that I couldn't imagine creating these slides in one sitting. I would just have to dedicate my entire weekend, and I don't, so I just do a little bit day by day. Now, if I'm here next year, all this stuff will be created. And so that's how my slides are born, and I find that they're very effective because it keeps me on track. It keeps my students in class on track. If they're absent, they're in this platform that the virtual students use. The in-person students can use it. So if they're absent, there's still no reason for you not to have done your work because it's in, we call it Schoology. Some people call it Schoolology, but I really think it's Schoolology. It's in that platform. You have no excuse. You're absent. Go see what we've been doing on our Google Slides. It's up to you to do those Google Slides. I tell my virtual students, it's up to you to go do the Google Slides. I had a tutorial today, and I was very disappointed that I asked a question about a metaphor. That's figurative language. We covered metaphor several times. Metaphor was covered. I teach 7th grade. Metaphor was covered in 6th grade. Metaphor and simile, that was covered in 5th grade. So I had a full lesson on it last week. Then I had a condensed slide on it this week with the reminder of similes, metaphors, hyperbole, personification. All that was in there again, so it's a repeat. And then a poem. That's what we read this week. So I asked, what is the metaphor for the crystal stairs?
What's that? A metaphor? Never heard that before.
Baby. So what this means is that you did not review the slides, open the slides, peruse the slides, read the slides, click the down button to get to the next slide. You chose not to take the slides seriously because the slides are created. They are born. They are typed in. They are creative. They are colorful. They are thorough. And when I say thorough, I mean thorough. So if you don't have your teacher there, the slides will take you there to the mountaintop. The slides will give you everything that you need. So therefore, if you have a question, you're supposed to come ready with your question when I have my tutorial, which is why I have chosen to put a lot of effort into my slides. I mean, they are thorough. And when I say thorough, I mean beyond thorough. So therefore, even if it's a poem, and sometimes poems are hard. They can be hard, depends how you choose to look at it, and it depends on how you decide to tackle the poem. But let me tell you, at the end of the slides, I break down every line, color-coded. Break down all the metaphors, break down all the similes. I break down the personification, the hyperboles. I break down all of those things, So what it tells me, I asked you a question about one line in the poem, and you couldn't answer the questions.
What's that? Never heard that before.
That means you haven't perused the slides. Slides that kept me up to 1 a.m. because I wanted them thorough. I wanted them eye-catching. I wanted them interactive. But if you're not doing your part, I cannot help you. You need to come prepared. You need to take some accountability for your actions. You need to care about your grades. Just like you go to class, if you were in school, you go to your classes every day. You need to check out my slides every day. I add to my slides every day because the personality of my class changes. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. I should add that too. Just like on the fly. This is what I did. We had the slides because we're preparing for another story. So I took all the information in all the slides and I put them in a Google document. Then I deleted some keywords. I rushed my lunch, which I only had 15 minutes to eat. Because I had to go to the bathroom, I had to heat my lunch up. Then I was on the computer eating my lunch and creating the Google document. I made copies. I made 130 copies because I got about 130 students. And then I got over 50 students online. 56 steps. So almost 180 students. So for my in-person class, now if you have some type of paperwork, I'm going to even provide you with the notes to the slides. I'm not going to give it to one. I'm not going to give it to two. I'm just going to give it to everybody. Because I know you're not going to always be looking at the slides. Maybe you'll look in your notebook. So therefore, while I'm going through the slides, you have to be on top of your game and look out for those keywords that I removed from the Google Doc. So the sentences will all match up. It's almost like Simon Says. If you see where there's a spot that's missing, you need to put the spot and fill it in with what's on the slide on the screen. You need to add it to your paper. So therefore, it makes the slides interactive. For my in-class students, don't just sit there. You got to follow along. You got to read the slides. You got to add what's missing from your paper that doesn't match with the slide. So if there's a blank space on a paper, you're going to see it in the slide. So you got to pay attention. So now all I got to do is now make those guided reading notes. That's what they are, guided reading notes. What I have to do is create those for my virtual kids. And therefore, if you don't have that guided reading note completed, which forces you to go through the slides, it now becomes a grade. So what this means, my slides need to be complete by the end of the week. So therefore, when the new week starts, the guided reading notes are there, which now forces the kids to review the slides and fill in the guided reading notes because they got to fill in those blanks. That's what they got to do. Strategy. I'm going to try it. That means that's more pressure and more work for me. But that's okay. That's what I'm here to do. It's not about working hard. It's about working smart. But I just do a combo of the two because that's where I am right now. Because now my whole thing is I have face-to-face and virtual. So I got to create the slides anyway. So, guided reading notes. You have to submit that. My virtual students only. You got to submit that for a grade. Booyah. Now you will read the slides, analyze the slides, take notes on the slides, and submit your notes. Because my nerves can't take it. And I don't mind putting in a 0. That's on you. But I have to find a way to beat the system, which is you. So therefore, submit your notes for a grade. But if you have a question and you're perusing the slides, you got to come to the tutorials with that. Because I'm not sitting around trying to create additional lessons for virtual, because the slides is a lesson. The activities, that is the lesson. So if there's something you don't understand and your parents don't want to send you to school, that's a choice. You have to attend the tutorials with your questions. I have them 3 times a week. 3 times a week, I'm available. So if you're not even using the virtual tutorial as a resource, what more can I do? I am here for you. Help me help you. And I'm not even going to talk about the parents who still wants to blame the teacher.
Excuse me, ma'am. I don't know where you coming from, and I don't know why you give my child a 0. My child will do all their work. Anything that you give my child is going to do. So, I see my kid on a computer all the time. So I know they're busy doing what they're supposed to do. You know, I trust my kid because my kid knows better. They know I don't play that. So do what you got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do.
Before you even come to a teacher, have your child open up their grades. Have them show you their grades, probably on a weekly basis.
Well, son, you have a 0 here. Can you show me where you submitted it?
I didn't know those assignments were for grades. I thought she was just giving us that information just so we can have it. I didn't know I had to submit it.
Okay, you did and you forgot. I understand you forget sometimes. Before I call Miss Bazzle, show me what you've done. And then if it shows that you have submitted those assignments, then I will contact Miss Bazzle. But show me first, son. Show me first, daughter.
Try the child first, then cock back on the teacher.
Well, Miss Bazzle, today is your day because I have screenshots to prove that my child did their job.
Oh, you do? Send them to me. I'll rectify the problem immediately. Not a problem. Not at all. Give me screenshots, and I'll be on the case. But no, they go to the teacher first.
Why, Ma? Not my child. Never. They would never do that. Oh, not my kid.
Mm-hmm.